At what point in the film, I understand George had to talk you into it, practically twist your arm to make the film. We talked about that also a little earlier.
Well, I don't know if they were interested in that.
Are you interested in hearing how George talked him into making the film?
I got a call from George to come to have lunch at Universal Studios. And he was in some of my seminars at USC. And we saw each other occasionally at a party or something. And so I went to have lunch with him, and he asked me, he said, look, I'd like you to do the second Star Wars. Well, my response was immediate, no. No way. Why? Well, because the first one's so successful, the second one will never beat it. It's an original work you did. Now, original work, I'll tell you. 2.5 years before, or 2 years before, I was at a New Year's party at Francis Coppola's in San Francisco. And once we all got tanked up a bit, George said, let's go down to the projection room. I want to show you some footage of this film I'm shooting. What are you shooting? Oh, it's called Star Wars. Oh. So we all went down to the basement, and he ran some scenes that were cut together from the film he was shooting. And we sat there absolutely flabbergasted. We thought, this is terrible. This is dreadful. What's he doing? He's crazy. It's a comic book. People jumping around, hanging around, these odd creatures. What's he? And we didn't say a word. The lights go on, and George knows enough not to say, what do you think? He disappeared. He was upstairs, you see. So we all looked at each other and say, he's nuts. God, he's going to lose his shirt in this. Fox is financing this piece of junk? Oh, we were sick for George, sick. You know the rest of the story. So that when he asked me to do the second one, I said no, because I just saw doing a comic book that had fairy tale elements, fantasy elements, of course. And he said, I want you to think about it. And he said something very important. He said, I need this picture to be better than the first one, because if it gets an audience, and we don't know whether it'll have an audience, maybe only the first one was the one they liked. If this audience likes the second one, I will have a franchise. I'll be able to do more Star Wars pictures. If it doesn't do well, I'll just chuck it. Oh. So you want me to be the fall guy, I said. Well, that's good. And then he said something interesting which made me say no twice as loud. He said, I'm going to finance this picture myself. I said, not Fox? Nope. It's going to be all my money. I want to own the picture. You mean you want me to shoot a picture, you don't know if it's going to work, it's going to cost a lot more money because you want to be a bigger picture, you're going to finance it, and I'm supposed to not sleep night. I said, no. So I went home and called my agent and said, Lucas asked me to do the second Star Wars. Then I had to hang up. I mean, the phone was bursting. You got to do it. What are you talking about? You got to do it. Well, I said, no, it's dangerous. There's a lot of things about it. And I don't know special effects. I don't know any of that stuff. You'll learn. Yeah, okay. So some time went by, and then I got a call to come up to San Anselmo. George would like me to come up and talk to him. So I flew up, and he took me into a room. And all around the room were these beautiful drawings and blueprints of huge Victorian houses. And he said, I just bought a piece of land called Lucas Valley. It was just coincidental. And it has redwood trees, it has water, it's just beautiful, not far from here. And he says, I want to build a ranch called Skywalker Ranch, where I want to invite filmmakers from around the world, and I want to have seminars there, and I want to do this, and I want to do that, if the second film works. And if it doesn't, he says, I'll throw everything away. That's it. I won't build it because I need the money from the second one. So I said, this is supposed to make me feel good? Well, he danced around a bit, and I said no. By now I was very frightened. I mean, what a responsibility this was, especially when I saw some of the initial drawings, and then I read the script, and I hated the script. The script was terrible. So I came home and thought about it and said, I can't do it. And my agent is still screaming at me, do it, do it, do it. All he sees is dollar bills, and I see sleepless nights. So finally, we had lunch again. And he was breaking me down. And I said, you know, George, how can I do this picture? You're going to be looking over my shoulder. I can't do a picture with somebody looking. You made the first one. It's your baby. He says, no. You go to London. You go wherever you find snow that you want to shoot in. I'll stay in California. You make the picture. Oh, my ego ate that up. I loved it. Yeah, I make the picture. You don't bother me. No, I don't bother you. I just want to know what's going on. And I'll be preparing the special effects, the miniatures and all that stuff that has to go on at ILM. Well, I finally said yes and began to work on it. And 2 years and 3/4 later, it was 2 years and 9 months, I worked on the picture. It showed in London at a royal performance. And that's how it came about.